God is present, and welcome back to this daily reflections that we're having of the gospel and apocalypse of Jesus, always in spirit and truth, under the light of his new commandment that we find in his gospel according to John chapter 13 verses 34 and 35. Love one another as I have loved you. Only by this shall all of you be recognized as my disciples. So let's go to our lesson today. I'm going to open here my Holy Bible, asking for the blessings of Christ to the lesson that he wants to give us in this day. And we say, God is present, Jesus lives in our hearts forever. We open here the passage of Christ according to Matthew chapter 21 verses 18 to 22. It is the passage, Jesus curses a fig tree. Early in the morning, as Jesus was on his way back to the city, he was hungry. Seeing a fig tree by the road, he went up to it but found nothing on it except leaves. Then he said to it, "May you never bear fruit again." Immediately the fig tree withered. When the disciples saw this, they were amazed. "How did the fig tree wither so quickly?" they asked. Jesus replied, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only can you do what was done to the fig tree, but also you can say to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and it will be done. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer." This passage, it's great for us to start our day, to end our day, to reflect on the importance of faith that Christ is bringing here to all of us. The religion of God, of the Christ, and of the Holy Spirit talks about the accomplishing faith. That is, when we unite our actions with our belief that God and Christ will do their part in our lives. And that's what it is, faith. It is when you believe that something will happen and you act on it. But for you to believe that something will happen, you need to wish for. You need to have the will. And that's what we see here. Christ is telling us that if you have the will to fulfill what you intend to fulfill, and pray, that is, ask to God, to Christ, to judge your decision, your will, that will be done by them and your actions as well. It is not only to give God and Jesus the weight of our desires, of our requests. No, we need to have our part as well. In this passage here, Christ, he has the authority to do things in the name of God, but he is doing it. He is acting. He is not only asking or requesting God to act on his life, because God is already doing it and Christ knows it. The same goes with us. God and Christ, they are already doing their part in our lives. But are we doing the part that only us can do? And that's what Christ is telling us, to do that. Do your part. If you want to achieve your objective, if you want to take out that mountain of problems, of challenges of your life, ask to God, pray, and act because we have to remember that to pray, it is not only to speak, it's not only to have a conversation, but is to judge in act. The act of praying is to speak and say what you will act on it. To pray, that is to act, it needs to be in harmony with God's will to our lives. So when we do that, when we make our requests, it needs to be in accordance, it needs to be in harmony to God's will. Have a wonderful day. May the light of the Christ be the north of your life. Jesus lives in our hearts forever.